All right, since 2016, Amazon Web Services AWS has made deep investments in Malaysia, serving customers and also unlocking transformation across industries. And today, AWS reaffirmed its commitment, announcing that the new AWS region in Malaysia. Joining me right now is Pete Murray, AWS Malaysia's country manager on the line. Pete, thank you so much for joining us. Last I spoke to you was in Las Vegas for AWS reInvent. Congratulations on the region launch of AWS region in Malaysia just now. Maybe first of all, AWS has pledged to invest 29.2 billion ringgit through 2038 in Malaysia. Can you elaborate on the expected economic benefits of these investments for Malaysia and its people?
Thank you very much, Najib, and lovely to see you again, and really delighted to be here on behalf of all of the AWS Malaysia team and all of the Amazonians in the business and in the country working with our customers. So we announced today via our economic impact study that we are investing 29.2 billion Malaysian ringgit through 2038, as you correctly said, and those investments will be used largely to underpin the infrastructure and the operations of the AWS Asia Pacific Malaysia region. The region is launching with 3 availability zones. Each availability zone represents a data center or a cluster of data centers here in Malaysia. What we've also shared today is that we anticipate a GDP impact to Malaysia of 57.3 billion ringgit, which a data center region will unlock for the country, for the digital economy, for partners, for customers, for the surrounding data center operations lifecycle, whether that be in data center engineering, the telecommunications industry, water management and engineering, of course, as well. And that benefit will also be represented by over 3,500 full-time jobs that our economic impact study has outlined will be created by the AWS Asia Pacific Malaysia region. And again, those roles will be in the data center supply chain across operations, telecommunications, networking, etc. So we're incredibly excited about what this region means for Malaysia, for the country, for companies and businesses within the country as well, for students, for developer communities, for startups, and it's just an incredibly exciting time for us, our customers and our partners who've been waiting so patiently for this moment.
Pete, as Malaysia positions itself as the digital economy leader, how will the new AWS region help local enterprises of all sizes, particularly the SMEs, because that's the backbone of our economy, to stay competitive on the global scale? What industries are expected to be benefited most from this, and any specific success stories maybe you can share?
Sure. So a region in the country will unlock an enormous opportunity in critical industries. So regulated industries such as financial services, public sector, healthcare, have all been telling us that it is important for us to be building regional infrastructure within the country. And we're very, very excited about what we're seeing in banking, very, very excited about what we're seeing in the insurance. And what that will really encourage is more and more global insurers and multinational corporations to continue to build and invest in Malaysia. And we're already seeing a little bit of that. One of the world's largest IT services providers, Kyndryl, has launched an ASEAN Centre of Excellence here in Kuala Lumpur to service not just Malaysia, but customers across ASEAN and even beyond who are looking to modernise their mainframe infrastructure. Kyndryl is just one example of global companies who are investing in Malaysia and will really see the AWS Malaysia region as something that's going to unlock the ability to compete and service companies that operate not just in Malaysia, but across the region.
And Pete, how will the new AWS region drive innovation in Malaysia's key public services, such as the healthcare, because we are heading towards an aging nation, and also the most important sector of all, education? Maybe you can share any upcoming initiatives or stories of impactful transformations in that sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So one specific example would be a collaboration between a company called FathomX, who's been working with the University of Technology, UiTM, and University of Malaya on a multi-centre research study, which is creating a service called FX Memo. This is an AI-powered digital imaging solution. It's built on AWS, trained on Amazon's EC2, which is our compute service, which is rapidly improving the screening procedure for mammograms. We believe that this is showing results, which is reducing false negatives by over 38% and positive rates by over 20%. And this is just one use case in health tech. And we're very, very excited about health tech in Malaysia. And we're seeing a lot of innovation in this space. And we do believe that having the ability to localize patient data within the country is incredibly important. And healthcare customers of ours have been telling us that it's very, very important for them to be able to have that regional infrastructure, the most secure regional infrastructure, for them to be able to support initiatives and brilliant health tech initiatives like FX Memo, which are being developed in partnership with education institutions like UiTM and University of Malaya, as well as the private and the public sector. And we expect to see much more of these types of collaborations coming to life.
Pete, how does the new AWS region address, security and data residency requirements, particularly of Malaysian government bodies and also enterprises in regulated industries? What measures are in place to ensure, compliance with the local regulations?
So the first principle is that security is job zero for AWS. It's absolutely pivotal to everything we do. We are certified by over 143 different global security and compliance certifications that customers can rely on. In addition, there's one really important point here, which is the AWS customer chooses the region in which their data resides. And as of today, customers in Malaysia, from whatever industry, from whatever size, whether this be a startup just getting started today through to the most significant public sector agencies, indeed banks, they can now select the AWS Asia Pacific Malaysia region to store their data. And this is a huge moment for the country. It's a huge moment for startups through to public sector, through to financial services organisations, that they can select to secure and process and store their data here in Malaysia.
Pete, you mentioned about the startup community just now. What role, will AWS play in uplifting Malaysia's tech ecosystem, including the developer and also startup community with the region now live?
We're incredibly excited about startups, Najib, and it's one of the things that gets me and my team, incredibly excited to see born in Malaysia businesses flourish, not just here in the country, but across the region and indeed worldwide. Two examples of this. One would be Aerodyne, the world's largest drone technology company, born in Malaysia, built in Malaysia, but servicing customers across South America, Australia and New Zealand, into the Middle East as well. Aerodyne announced at the end of last year their partnership with AWS to launch DroneOff. This is their drone technology as a service software platform that is helping organisations and other drone operators improve and make their businesses more efficient, leveraging generative AI and other advanced technologies built on AWS. We're helping Aerodyne as a technology provider and as a partner. And we're really excited to see that born in Malaysia business continue to flourish and grow worldwide. And a second example of the startup community that we're pretty passionate about is an organisation called Tapway. Again, born and founded here in Malaysia. Tapway leverages computer vision services that AWS offers, and what they've built with AWS services is a pretty exciting service which does some very, very important things, including durian grading, which we know is pretty important. And there was a very recent press release that was announced and a video that's available for people to see of the collaboration between Tapway and Hernan on durian grading. It's a fantastic watch, and I'd encourage people to go out and look at that one. Yeah. But also, Tapway is the first Malaysian customer to list their service on the AWS Marketplace. And AWS Marketplace is essentially a software marketplace. And what this means is Tapway is now available to any customer in the world, irrespective of where they are, who needs to solve a problem, potentially in agri-tech, and they are leveraging the AWS marketplace to help grow their business, to help increase their top line and unlock new streams of revenue for their business. So Aerodyne and Tapway, there's many, many more examples here in Malaysia in this incredible startup community that's really starting to punch above its weight, and we're incredibly excited to support their growth.
Pete, my last question. AWS has been, actively rolling out local upskilling initiatives in Malaysia. How are you scaling these efforts, to ensure that the workforce is fully equipped for a digital future?
Yeah, Najib, this is the number one question that it comes to us from any customer of any size, is how can we support and help them on skills? How can we help them hire and develop the very best talent? So since 2017, AWS has already trained over 100,000 Malaysians in cloud skills, but we're not done yet, not by any means. We are working with customers from the very, very largest customers like Petronas, who work in partnership with AWS to develop the Petronas Guild, which means cloud skills is available to their over 40,000 employees on a self-learning basis. But also, we've worked very closely in financial services with Paynet, and Paynet deserve enormous credit here for their ideation and launch of program ACAR, which is a grassroots program designed in collaboration with AWS's Restart program, Asia Pacific University and World Education Placement Services, to take 50 graduates through the AWS Restart program and identify internship opportunities for them within financial services and banking organisations here in Malaysia. So we're very keen to continue to collaborate with customers and partners and tertiary institutions, as well any higher education institutions, to explore the way Restart can help them fire internship and hiring programs here in Malaysia.
All right. Pete, thank you so much. Hope to see you soon. That is Pete Murray, AWS Malaysia's country manager.